What are they focusing on? Sean Spicer and the Holocaust and that whole event yesterday, and United Airlines. Those are the two things they're focusing on to avoid talking about the real world, where things that really matter really happened, and once again drove another nail in the coffin that is the American left and the Democrat Party. So United Airlines. The CEO has now come out and apologized again and said after he watched the video he was outraged, found it reprehensible, all of that. Mr. Snerdley just walked in and he was upset over something Governor Christie said. Governor Christie is the governor of New Jersey, and Governor Christie has lambasted United for doing what they did simply to make money. Come on, Governor, that's what the liberals always say when they go out and bash a corporation. That's not the way to bash this. Snerdley came in. He thinks Christie was being a hypocrite because United makes New Jersey a lot of money flying into Newark. And, of course, the state of New Jersey does everything they do to get money like every other government entity does. They'll never do with a dime less than what they have every year. So I looked at Snerdley. I said, you know what? We're going to get sidetracked on this United story. When you look at this, when you look at really what was involved here, all they had 4 crew members that were in Chicago that they needed to get to Louisville for a flight out of Louisville the next morning. And for that reason, they bumped 4 people off the plane and beat up one of them who refused to go and snuck back on. Now, I looked into any number of ways to get those 4 employees to Louisville. They could have chartered a small jet. They could have driven them down there. They could have found a bus. They could have rented a bus. They could have put them on a train. They could have did any number of things instead of what they did. And here's another thing. Now, I realize it's the more we've learned about this guy, Dr. David Dow. I mean, he is an intriguing figure. The guy is a doctor, has lost his medical license. He was getting gay guys hooked on OxyContin to keep them coming back to him, where he would hold them up for gay sex. So goes the story. When he lost his medical license, he joined the professional poker circuit and earned about $250,000 doing that. And look, folks, it's fun and it's interesting, but you realize none of that justifies what happened to the guy? Okay, so he's a kook. So he does strange things. It doesn't justify what happened to the guy. I'm not suggesting that United is behind this, but look, there are some people that want to mitigate what happened by pointing out this guy's oddities or his frailties. Here's what United needs to do. This is to solve the problem going forward. Here's what United needs to do. Right now, when you go buy a ticket to United or any airline, it's a contract. By the way, this guy met the terms of the deal. There was a seat on the plane offered for sale. He bought it. He paid for it, and he got on the plane. How many of you people been bumped from a flight after you've been seated? They usually bump you in the gate area before anybody's been seated. So that was a little odd. But the guy met the terms of the quote-unquote contract. He purchased the ticket, and he paid the price, and for that he got a seat on the airplane. And then they come and they throw him off. What United needs to do is rewrite the contract. What do they call it? Nobody reads fine print. So make this plain and day. Here's the new deal with United Airlines if you decide to fly with them. You agree to pay the price for the seat on the airplane, and you get on the airplane realizing that you might be asked to vacate that seat, and if you don't, you could get beat up. Then if you buy the ticket, and that happens to you, then you have no recourse because you have signed a contract acknowledging you could get beat up if they try to throw you off the plane and you refuse to go. That's how this could be solved in the future if United doesn't want to change its policies. Oh, man, this is boomeranging. Now the Chi-Com Parliament has taken this up because United, I guess, wants to expand its service in China. And this guy, now what is he? Vietnamese, but he wasn't born. Was he born in Vietnam to Chinese parents, or what is it? There is there is a Chinese link to the guy, and a Vietnamese link as well.